Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Let's go! Eden Run. We should check our stuff to see what we need, but we have like some obvious plays right off the cut. SY92BX8R. A really nice, like an incredible rate of fire. Our range is horrible because we have #1. That's the, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It's enabling our awesome, what? I accept it. I accept that we missed. Visually, the frontal cortex, the optic nerve of my mind says, how did we miss? But from a gameplay standpoint, I suppose I understand, okay? But I'm a little surprised. This is like a really, really fun start, though. Even if it's not a 10 out of 10, mostly because of our range. Wow. Even if it's not a 10 out of 10 because of our range, it's close to a 10 out of 10 just because of our damage, especially, wow. Especially now that we've picked up Proptosis. Book of Shadows, also lovely. And Parasitoid Tears never hurt anybody either. The damage that we're doing here is just ridiculous. The fact that we're going to have spiders and flies to augment that damage even further is exceptional. So what do we need? Well, we still want to, we're trying to get to 1001%. We got a few other things to do. Ideally, this would be an angel run, and we'd get as many arcades as possible to give us the maximum chance to get the $1. Toothpicks was bad here, but I will admit that our increased shot speed will effectively improve our range, probably by enough to be meaningful. So Empty Vessel, this is like a noob trap, basically. You take Empty Vessel for sure. You might say, oh, isn't it going to kill you? Nah, it actually is. It's almost like getting it for free. Now, I am a moron, and I acknowledge that fully because I said I want this to be a deal with the Angel Run, and then I took an item that is going to shoehorn us into deals with the devil. I really have nothing to offer in my own defense there, except that Empty Vessel is a really good item, and I don't want to die on this run. Yeah, I want to live long enough to make some good stuff happen. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to you. Like the climax of Slint's debut album. I'll make it up to you. We're going to try to get to 5 cents here. Well, I guess we don't need to immediately, but because we're on an XL floor, so in all likelihood our next floor will not even have a chance to have an arcade on it. But we still want to, you know, get there so we can make our arcade somewhat, almost walked right into that, somewhat likely for the future, and it's valuable for us because, again, we need to get the $1. We don't need to get Skatole, which is kind of surprising. Dude, dead cat. Ah, but we can't fly anymore. That's right. Well, forgive me. I think it's probably still better to have done this. It's better to have gupped and lost than to have never gupped at all. You ever hear that expression from the Nicolas Cage film City of Angels? Probably not. I don't know, is that movie... I remember being young, believe it or not. And that movie was reasonably popular. It was also, I believe, the enduring legacy of that movie, where Nicolas Cage plays an angel who comes back because Meg Ryan is like his dream lover. It's a little weird. The enduring legacy is you cannot go 10 seconds without hearing Goo Goo Dolls' song Iris on any alternative rock radio station. So thanks for that. I think we're just gonna go. It's a great run. I'm not upset about it. And I don't want the world to see me. I don't like the Goo Goo Dolls very much. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I'm just... I don't like the Goo Goo Dolls very much. Just, you know... There's a... I have to hold my generation to accountability sometimes, because we've made like a lot of songs that I consider... Look, there's taste, okay? There's accounting for taste. If you enjoy the music... I am a snob, and I mean this sincerely. I'll admit to it. I'm a snob, but I'm also a tolerant snob. If you know, if you come up and you're a nice person, and you go, hey, by the way, my favorite music song is like that song they play at every single hockey game. Zombie Nation by Kerncraft 400. As far as I'm concerned, you don't need to prove yourself to me. You're a good person. I don't care what music you like. It's just, you know, neurological or, you know, nostalgia driven, or so it doesn't matter. But we made a lot of, I hear a lot of songs. I listen to the classic rock radio station or alternative rock radio station in Vancouver. A lot of these songs, I'm like, we should have left them behind. I do want that, but I also want an arcade. I never need to hear Save Tonight by Eagle Eye Cherry. That is not a good song. You're gonna play some Soundgarden? Sure. That's great. It's genuine classics. You're gonna play some Nirvana. Genuine classics. Jane's Addiction? Hit or miss, but some of them are pretty dynamite. Don't muddy the waters with Eagle Eye Cherry, you know? It's not necessary. It's manufactured. Don't put the Goo Goo Dolls. Don't give me Matchbox 20 on the alternative rock radio station. If Rand Paul listens to your band, that's not alternative rock. That's just rock. No offense meant to, you know, the Honorable Rand Paul or any artist producing music that he listens to. Excuse me. Thank you. You know, with 9 lives, you go for both here. If we've already committed to our deal with the devil, we go for both. If we die, we die. But we're not gonna, because there's HP. But now we can't fly. Anyway, we're still, like, we just get stronger and stronger as time goes on. This is a wonderful run right now. I don't, but okay, if you're gonna force my hand, I do have a personal vendetta against the Goo Goo Dolls. John Goo Goo came into my office when I worked in a normie industry, and he said, hey nerd, why don't you give me your lunch money? I'm multi-platinum recording artist of the Goo Goo Dolls, Doug Goo Goo. And I said, no Doug, why don't you slide on out of here and wake up someplace else? Because I'm not interested in giving you my, okay, this story never happened. But if it did, I would be justified, right? And isn't that quite, that's as good as it ain't? The point is, I don't know, I'm in a silly mood today for Isaac commentary, apparently. It's frictionless, it feels good. The only dark cloud over this run, I'm just trying to find a second secret room. The only dark cloud over this run right now, oh, we don't have bombs, disregard, is our HP. But to have 9 lives is almost it's HP in and of itself. It's literally like 9 HP. You just have to, you know, only use it under specific circumstances. And combine that with the goat head, and we can probably leverage our HP into something pretty memorable. So I'm gonna play the blood bank first. I want the speed upgrade, I want the HP, but mostly I want the money! That's my Kevin O'Leary impression. And with this money, oh, that's not a slot machine, it's a fortune teller, my mistake. Okay, so with this money, we're gonna go to the shop. The way we would if this were a save file that was, not incomplete. What is your favorite Nicolas Cage movie? You're allowed, he's one of those actors, you're allowed to have 2 favorite movies. You're allowed to have a Nicolas Cage favorite movie that's Nicolas Cage at his best, and you're allowed to have one that's Nicolas Cage at his most unhinged. That was not smart. Nicolas Cage, his best movie, what do you put in there? Could be Leaving Las Vegas. Adaptation's probably my personal favorite. Out of the good Nicolas Cage category. There's a couple of overlaps. Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans is both good and unhinged. Face Off is unhinged and good. And a lot of people trip over themselves to be like, lol, Face Off. Face Off's a good movie. And this is not even like me pushing the character of myself as some kind of like anti-intellectual moviegoer. I mean, Face Off is a good movie. I'm full stop. I don't need to say anything else. It's an action movie, and the premise is ridiculous. But it's a good movie. It's well made. It's fun. Just because the premise is absurd doesn't mean that it's not. I mean, the premise of The Matrix is kind of absurd when you think about it. Well, especially the second and third one, but anyway. But apart from that, I'm trying to think of what else. Like, again, I mentioned Leaving Las Vegas. That's got to be up there. National Treasure, I don't know. See, I was like 15 when National Treasure came out, so never really found myself getting too into the treasures, nationally speaking. Plus, I always thought it was weird that in Canada, you know, we don't have a Declaration of Independence, because we're still a British subject, symbolically speaking, at least. Let me answer your question for you. If Queen Elizabeth came to your country and said, give me all your money, does that mean you'd have to do it? No, at that point we would be like, get out of our country. We're independent. We're not going to war with England. They're not going to war with us. It's just, it's a symbolic, like, parental relationship, okay? We respect our former colonial overlords. And they give us autonomy. It's, you know, it's an Australian-New Zealand sort of situation as well. Dude, we just got Magic Mush. I'm so happy. 2 of diamonds, please. 2 of spades is fine. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they localized it in Canada. We don't have a Declaration of Independence, so instead it was a copy of the hockey sweater. One of our most venerated pieces of media. That's a joke. It was probably still the Declaration of Independence. I don't know. I ain't ever seen it. Dad's lost coin. I do like the luck upgrade. This is tough. I'm not gonna take it, because we have an awesome synergy and great damage right now, but I wanted to take it to enable Empty Vessel. That was really like... I had a fairly... What's the word I'm looking for? A fairly nice or benevolent methodology for almost taking Mom's knife, but I'm glad we chose not to. I'm still holding out for the dollar on this run. It's so strong. This is such a good run. What's your favorite unhinged Nicolas Cage movie? Oh, there's just so many to choose from. The Wicker Man, obviously a classic. It's a very strange movie. I talked about this before, but I went through a period in my life where essentially I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna graduate from college in 6 or 9 months and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. So what I did is I started watching like a lot of movies that are so bad they're good, inspired by my undying love of The Room, which, even though it's exploded in popularity, is still just a masterful piece of so bad it's good media, as everybody at this point already knows. I watched a lot of Nicolas Cage movies during that period. You ever see the movie Knowing? Oh, that's pretty bad. Knowing, as far as I'm concerned, people give it way too much credit. They go like, it lays down an interesting premise and then it gets ridiculous at the end. I'm here to tell you, the whole movie was ridiculous. Next, also hilarious, where Nicolas Cage can see through time. He's kind of like a little pseudo-time traveler, but only in his mind. Is this... It's Necropolis 1. We're like strangely sort of behind schedule. But not that it's a big deal, obviously. Drive Angry? There's a moment in Drive Angry that it just gets me every time. It pushed me onto the spikes, you mastermind. Nicolas Cage is... I mean, before I talk about this, I just want to mention there's another movie called Bangkok Dangerous, where Nicolas Cage, this is a kind of like near the dawn of his he'll take any movie script that's passed to him era. Same room, huh? This is the worst room. And it's just like this bloated, generic action movie where he's in Asia for some reason and you don't buy it at all because you're like, Grandpa, come on. He's like the... I don't want to say he's the anti-Liam Neeson because I actually really like Nicolas Cage as an actor, but... Like when Liam Neeson is, you know, he's in that new movie, The Commuter. It's like Liam Neeson's new shtick is like... Liam Neeson gets into dangerous situations as an old man and then gets himself out. It's like porn for dads. No, I don't want to do a Windows update right now. Let Spectre and Meltdown claim my soul. I don't care. But you don't buy it when it's Nicolas Cage because you're like, Nicolas, you had a widow's peak 20 years ago. You're wearing this freaking wig that makes you look like Chris Angel's dad. Just take that off. It looks ridiculous. You're not an unhandsome man for a man of your age. Why are you trying to put this strange wig on and make it all strange? I know I said strange about 20 times there, but anyway. We're taking Demon Baby to enable. Wow, we are like so far from being behind schedule. My math is all messed up, but we're taking that to enable Empty Vessel. That's the one. Pop this. You're already dead. This is like record time. We gulped no, I think. Or stop, whatever that trinket is called. Another Jane's Addiction song. But yeah, The Wicker Man, horrendous. Knowing, horrible. Drive Angry was what I was, I left a little trailing anecdote for myself there. There's a moment in that movie where, what I was going to say is that he's irresistible to the opposite sex in that movie, and the reason is because writing, but he goes to a bar. The premise of Drive Angry is not necessarily that important, but like, for some reason, the Nicolas Cage is like a fallen archangel or something. Apparently that's his type in movies, and he's an assassin as well. He's doing like a revenge plot for people who killed his daughter, I think. But the devil himself, played by the inimitable William Fichtner, is chasing him down. So anyway, he's running away from the devil, and they hole up in this like little honky-tonk sort of bar for the night. And he manages to seduce the waitress just by virtue of being the main character in the script. And while they're doing the dirty with one another, the devil's assassins come to try to kill Nicolas Cage without... That sucks. Without ever exiting, you know, the mission area, if you know what I mean. He shoots them all. He kills them all. And then the woman is being interviewed. I like chaos. No. The woman is being interviewed by the police afterwards, and she's in tears. Justifiably, I might add, considering that she's just witnessed what she thinks to be the murder of many, many, you know, I wouldn't say innocent people necessarily, but I mean, they're human beings in her eyes. She doesn't know they're servants of the devil. And in tears, she breathlessly decries, "He killed them while he was effing me." But she doesn't say effing, you know what I mean? So that's why, like, that movie gets a lot of credit from me, because somebody had to sit down and write that line, and that's hilarious. I think we can absolutely afford to use Book of Shadows. Even though this is, like, you know, it's gonna be a little not worth it, because we ended up getting little chest for all of our hard work here. We're gonna kill the enemies so quickly. Well, except that guy, but that's mostly because he's just annoying. We're gonna build up a nice little fly and spider army, I think, as well. So for now, we're just gonna get through them as quickly as possible here, and life's gonna be good. I enjoyed our little Nicolas Cage sojourn there. Again, I want to point out, I actually quite like Nicolas Cage as an actor. He's like, here's why Nicolas Cage is a unique actor. As soon as you see Nicolas Cage being like the lead actor on a film, you say to yourself, oh, that's probably... That makes me really question the quality of what that film's gonna be like. Simultaneously, you go, but maybe I gotta see it. I also think, I think Nicolas Cage works really well as like a supporting actor. You know, I mean, that's the thing, he's won an Oscar. He's actually like a great actor. He just picks bad projects. He's great in Kick-Ass. Just a strange case. But you know, not to get into this whole song and dance, but give me a Nicolas Cage movie over like a Jai Courtenay movie any day of the week. Can you just keep the trinkets out of my face, please? I guess we should pick up Locust of Conquest. Wow, that was like the fastest boss rush. Mom's Key. Heading down to the next floor. There's still like a theoretical chance we could get the $1, but I think that this is probably just going to end up being a run that turns out to be fun. And that's okay too. You know, we were set from the first floor here. We started with number 1, which is, if you could have a character that starts with number 1, that's Spun right there. Every day of the week, I would love to play as that character. You know, I take this item in a lot of situations. Almost every time it shows up, I would actually suggest. Not everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, I would sign me up. And then our damage was good to begin with, and then it got better via Proptosis, and then it got better via Parasitoid Tears. And then it got better via Magic Mush. So we just, like, exclusively got gas on this run. We only got Tackle and Fuel to make the run better and better and better and better and better and better and better. Well, we don't see an arcade. There's a theoretical guppy chance. But, and I mean, we could get it in a kind of a variety of ways, but the way I'm going to choose to approach this is if we get a deal with the devil, which we will get a deal with the devil, but if our deal with the devil that we get gives us, gives us a guppy item, I'll probably go back to the cursed room, just because at this point the run is so strong that I don't want to remove its ability to possibly be one of the all-time greats, or at least, like, this is probably not a best of all time situation, but it's like a best of the week at least. Especially, I always have a soft spot for runs that start with high damage, and even like a little added benefit if they start with low HP, because that keeps it exciting instead of just like, well, we started with Magic Mush and also 8 HP, so we win. I may actually fight Hush. Gimpy with 1.77 luck is fine. I may actually fight Hush. Just because we're already very strong. We got 99 cents. If I knew more of the lyrics to Thrift Shop by Macklemore, I might consider meeting you halfway there, but we're gonna go down. I also forgot that we have Chaos, so our deals with the devil are actually kind of, they're not guaranteed to be great, but that means our item rooms, shops, etc. maybe have a chance to contain stuff that we're a little happier with. Yeah, honestly, like Steven. And in this case, we'll probably take Scatter Bombs as well. And let's be smart and finally blow up our donation machine. My main motivator for doing this is probably putting a stop to comments that are like, I guarantee he's gonna forget about it. No, I didn't. I'm an adult. I can figure it out. So we're at full HP. It's a lot of resources that I mostly couldn't care less about, but I have to pick up to see if they give me luck upgrades. Here, I mean, this is a gimme. Holy Water is just terrible. So we're looking for a black market. We could have done this in so fewer bombs. Tinted Rock here. We definitely don't want Cursed Eye. I don't expect necessarily our Friend Zone to be a great pickup for us. And it does make me wish, actually, that I had taken the Sworn Protector or whatever it was, Lost Fly, Obsessed Fan. I can't remember what it was, but in our last deal with the devil, I kind of wish I'd taken it just because we might be at Beelzebub. I don't know if Parasitoid Tears counts. I'm going to assume it probably does not. I'm just going to pop this right off the bat. We should be in essentially an unlosable situation. It's the idea anyway. I don't know if we can get a battery drop, but I would very much like to. 28 damage, I think, also means that if we stand at minimum range, we do 56 damage per shot. 28 damage is, I don't know, because it's like, if you're at maximum range with Proptosis, you hit for 70% of your base damage, don't you? So we would hit for like, you know, somewhere in the vicinity of 20 damage right now. Closer to 19, I guess. But look, I'm a stickler for arithmetic sometimes. You might not know it from the Slay the Spire videos, but I'm a stickler for arithmetic. Should I say I'm a stickler, baby? I just want you to know. I don't feel underpowered. I want that to be clear before I say what I'm about to say. But I am a little surprised that it's taken us longer than I would expect to beat Hush here, considering our stats. This is gonna sound... This is belly aching. This is like, in Isaac terms, this is the most first world problem you could possibly imagine. But our rate of fire could be better. I know it's at the cap, but it still could be better because you can break the cap. And I think that's what's holding us back right now. And we're not really being held back, but if anything's holding us back, it's the fact that, you know, our damage is incredible, but our rate of fire is like whelming. It's not underwhelming. It's just I'm highly whelmed by our rate of fire right now. All right, don't do it. He's doing it. It's a tough one for us to deal with Proptosis. Yeah, we got lost an edge there, Elvis Stoico. Wonderful. Easy fight. Was it worth it? I mean, we didn't really pick up anything that's too exciting. I don't really want to fight Delirium. On runs where we have to fight Delirium, sure. And on runs where Delirium shows up as a surprise, perhaps. But for leisure, Delirium's not my #1 choice. So our next, or for leisure, we need to work on progress in our next episode, though. This is a nice little journey, you know, a nice little break from the rat race. And I love that we started this run strong and just kind of continued to be strong all the way through. How did we not get hit there? But I can't deny, you know, we got a to-do list. We're missing stuff. We're missing. That's pretty interesting. I don't think extension cord is good, but if it's ever gonna be good, having a lot of speed and a lot of familiars might be the right time. Try to create these electrical bolts here. But anyway, easiest thing to do, pick up every trinket just in case we haven't had it. And then beyond that, we also need to actually get a slot machine. In my defense, I tried. We also need to get angel deals. In my defense, I said I was gonna try and then forgot. It's not really a great excuse necessarily, but it is what it is. And this is the kind of damage I was hoping to do. Like, we're absolutely crushing Isaac here. Fun run. As we head down to the next floor. Any run in which you do boss rush and fight Hush, and then still, it looks like you're going to be done before half an hour, is pretty ridiculous. Pentagram's lovely. Odd Mushroom is nice. Death's Touch is amazing. Black Candle. So, that's like... It seems slightly, may I say it again? It seems slightly whelming. That we've got this, you know, oh, we upped our damage by like 10% or something. But, I mean, did you see the quality of 4 items on a Curse of the Blind floor that we just got? That's amazing. Not only did we get 4 items that all boosted our damage in one way or the other, except Black Candle, but the one item that didn't boost our damage removed the thing that made it possible for me to actually take an item that could have put a damper on the run. And then we get Bum Friend. So all goodwill has been erased immediately. I'm just kidding. It's the kind of run where I almost like, I wouldn't mind picking up something bad right now, just to make the run slightly weaker, because I'm about to record another Isaac episode after this, and I know that the first floor is going to feel like a friggin' slog, because we're not going to have 34 damage, unless it's the greatest daily of all time. So, believe you me, trying to avoid this highway blindness. Someone tweeted me, by the way, and this is a positive thing. I know I started it like I was angry. They tweeted me and said, it seems like you're the first person who's ever invented the phrase highway blindness. Maybe it wasn't a tweet, maybe it was on Reddit, but I don't think this is the case. I refer to the Young Drivers Organization of Canada, which taught me about highway blindness. I want to give credit where credit is due. This isn't another John Mulaney McDonald's situation where I accidentally stole the joke. Didn't realize it wasn't a joke from Twitter, it was a joke from another stand-up comedian. I said another as if we were in the same weight class, but you know what I mean, okay? We always learned. You got to be careful. Watch your speedometer when you're coming off the off-ramp, because when you've been going 100, 110, 120 clicks an hour, and then it goes, hey, it's time to turn to 50. You feel like you're moving at a snail's pace. But you got to reacclimate yourself. Anyway, fun episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.